Hey everybody, it's Wattpad author Piper King here to tell you about my life story. So, of course, this all started on April 26th when my mother started feeling pains. So she called the doctor and the doctor basically said, get to the hospital now. So once she got to the hospital, they decided they needed to do an emergency C-section because the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck and cutting off my blood circulation. So they did an emergency C-section. They didn't even have time to numb my mom. They just had to put her under and hope for the best. So they got me out just in time. The doctor cut the umbilical cord off, and we would later find out if it would have been 2 seconds later, there would have been major problems. We thought everything was normal from then on, and then when I was 18 months old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy after my mom noticed that I wasn't sitting up on my own. If you don't know what cerebral palsy is, how I have it affects me just the waist down, and it's basically really tight muscles. So think of it as a rubber band, and no matter how hard you pull on it, it'll just snap right back. So that's basically how my muscles are. So we started going to therapy, and by that time my father had become out of my life and my mom was now a single mother. So now we had to live off my disability check, which wasn't much. We had to make do with what we had, and by the time I was 5, we moved, and we were there for a few years, but I really didn't like that town or the people at school. They were just really rude and of course bullying me. So since I was getting bullied at school and I just didn't really like the town, we moved back to my hometown with my grandparents, and I lived there for a while until we moved to another town out on our own with really cheap rent, and that's where I met my best friend to this day. After a while, my mom met an amazing guy who we now live with, and that's just about all there is. I have 2 birds, Angel and Goose, and a little puppy dog named Puppy Girl. I will touch more on my disability in the next video where I talk about my surgeries in detail and everything else. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to Red Moon Studios, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye!